This is the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast, brought to you by Cisco. Cisco is here to help set you up for success by delivering high-quality foods, products, and services for your restaurant. Recording live to digital from the NCF&B studios in downtown Raleigh. Join us as we lead you into the kitchen, inside the bottle, and into the minds of the food and beverage industry. And now, whining about the shells in their oysters, it's Max Trujillo and Matthew Weiss.
Hello, and thank you for listening to the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast. I am your co-host, Max Trujillo.
And I am your co-host, Matthew Weiss. Guten Tag. We are in the throes of October, and to kick this off and to really launch the notoriety and awareness of Oktoberfest, we have two special guests here. The owner-proprietor of Capital Club 16, Mr. Jake Wolf. Welcome, sir.
Guten Tag, Oktoberfest is here.
Yeah. And joining him also with a million projects going on, but the mainstay, Trophy Brewing, one, Chris Powers.
Guten Tag. Thanks for having us.
Sure thing. Just to do me a favor, move your mic a little bit so we can see that beautiful face of yours, as you see right there, just because it's all mic right there. But there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Now we can see these handsome men. Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on in. We are we're as Matt said, we're upon it. Oktoberfest technically is supposed to be in September, but we're dumb Americans and we do it in October because
it's so damn hot here in September.
Right? Is it really dumb to do Oktoberfest in October? I mean,
well, if
it's
what it's supposed to be.
But it's an honoring of Oktoberfest. So let the Germans have it in September, which I mean they're so precise it seems odd to me. But and then we can honor it the next month.
What do you think, Cheaty?
It's just fucked.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's just fucked. But all right, we've been recording with you guys before. Actually, Chris, it's been a good long while since last you've been on, and you've never been on by yourself. It seems like you always have to have a companion. That's not necessarily necessary, but
safety in numbers.
Yeah, we did an episode with what did we called
Wasn't it with Crank Arm?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
with Adam Eckhart,
right.
And it was kind of like how businesses that are technically competitors can cohabitate and work together to kind of help build the industry in the area. And I think that's still kind of holding true. And that episode came out about 4 years ago.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool that Crank Arm's still doing well. They've expanded. Their production is bigger. They're doing more. And of course you, Chris, over at Trophy, a lot has changed during that time. But since then, I mean, you opened up a distillery.
Yep.
You opened up Maywood, which I think maybe was already open when you were on the show, but that's like your biggest production area.
It is.
And then now what's happening? What do you got going on?
So we have a couple new projects coming up. We have the big one is our facility that's going to be on Bickett Avenue, 207 Bickett.
Right next door to Aja.
Right next door to Aja, yeah. So that space is going to house a new tap room. It's going to house a new kitchen. So we're going to have another Trophy Brewing kind of pizza outpost on that side of town. Cool. And then we're also going to have some space in the back for some games, and we'll have a huge outdoor area behind the building too. So to really service that neighborhood and also those folks that live on that side of town.
That is pretty awesome. I mean, Trophy has, I don't know if you dreamed this at the time. You probably did. That's why you did it. But did you ever think Trophy was going to be as successful and big like the few years ago when it started?
I mean, we always hoped. We kind of planned it to start small and grow incrementally as things kind of started to take off for us, and things really did. And now we're at a point where we're brewing a ton of beer all the time. It's definitely a different model than we started with. You know, we were originally started with 3-barrel batches, which is 90 gallons of beer at a time. Now we brew on a 20-barrel system, and that's a heck of a lot more beer. But we're spreading it out a little bit wider. We are still self-distributed, so we can keep track of where all of our beer is going and talk about our beer and really stay connected to our customers who are out there that are getting our beer and making sure they're understanding the story, the flavor, and why our beer is special.
That's great.
Yeah, never thought we would be this big, but this is just kind of what the market's brought us to.
Yeah.
Well, and talking about expansion as well, Mr. Wolf, you've expanded as well. You were talking about opening up a food truck last you were on, and that was about a year ago because we were talking about Oktoberfest just at the same time. So has that happened? What happened? Where are you at?
Yeah, so never thought I'd be in the food truck game, but COVID makes us shift and get into different things, and so we launched the food truck about 6 weeks ago. We were fully up and operational right in time for Oktoberfest. So we can just call it September and Oktoberfest because we've been able to be hitting the local breweries, the different spots, different community parties and whatnot, and we're doing that up and through the end of October, and it's just super fun to be out there in the truck called the Wandering Wolf, and we call it the Wandering Wolf. My son named it. He said, Dad, you're going to wander around and cook all the food for everybody, and so that's our name. Wandering Wolf is the food truck, and it is up on the streets.
If I had the last name Wolf, I'd use it in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one.
It's great.
That's a good name.
Your voicemail would be like, oh,
Yeah.
you called you.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about your collaboration. You did this last year. I was there. I had a great time. I was there for both of them. I went to Capitol Club 16 for your more intimate Oktoberfest, and then you blew the doors off by heading out there to Trophy Maywood and did a very large event there. So what's that all about, and what should people expect?
Yeah, so our party is Friday night at the restaurant, Capitol Club 16. It is kind of like what you said, that intimate house party.
That's the 13th, right?
That's the 13th. Friday the 13th, Oktoberfest parties. Hockey masks are not required, but could be fun. So then we do our party, and we're going to have our food truck parked up on front in the on the street. We're going to do out some more formal food out of our kitchen inside, and some street food out of the food truck, so people can get a little bit of each. We'll have Hofbrau on tap. We'll have Hackabschor Oktoberfest. We'll have the Hofstetten 1810, and of course we're going to have some of the trophy Oktoberfest beer, OkTrophyfest. So we're looking forward to that, and the band will come down from New York City. It's my old boss, Sylvester Schneider from the Zum Schneider crew, Mosel Franzi and the Ya-Ya-Ya's, which starts off on a slow roll with the traditional stuff, and then, as you know, Max, works up into the fun rock and roll towards the end, and maybe has some guest singers in years past.
I have been known to rock a microphone.
You got your hand slapped last year, didn't you? Was that last year or 2 years ago by one of the band members?
Yeah, the accordion player, I forget her name, so
you missed
forgive
your
me.
cue.
But I was singing, as I do, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. And I missed, I think I looped the final verse twice instead of going verse chorus. And when it was over, the accordion player looked at me and she's like, "Hey, you missed the third verse." And I go, "Oh, yeah, I know. Whatever." It's kind of like who cares?
Singer here. Give me a break, dude.
Yeah, I
do this once a year.
Yeah, and I was like, whatever. I tapped it off yeah, whatever, who cares? It's Oktoberfest, everyone's drunk, and we're having a good time. And she wouldn't let it go. She's like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Because I fucked up."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, well, I mean, next time you should get the phone out and maybe just have the lyrics in front of you." I was like, "Holy shit, okay, can I get a cut of the music or the money then? Am I part of the gig?"
I don't know, man. She's telling you, if you're going to get up here, get your shit together. Next year, if you're going to do it, I mean,
I could appreciate that. Whatever you do, do it your best, right? Don't half-ass it. It's all right.
That's pretty funny. That's kind of Sylvester's motto there. I just got back from a week cooking up in Brooklyn with his Oktoberfest party, and they put up a tent. They do all this. They bring the kitchen on site in this big courtyard in Brooklyn, and they just really go for it. So it's fun because they're all professional musicians, and there's that authenticity, but a lot of fun with it too. And that's why we're super excited to do our party and then jump over to Trophy, where Trophy Maywood now is like the spread over there. There's grass, there's plenty of room to stretch out, fun to bring your family. I'm thinking about my family's coming up from Southern Pines. That's the party for them to go to, because it's outside and it's fun, and then our party is more of the night, the pre-party night action, where we might go a little bit later. It might get a little rowdier.
It gets rowdy in the old Capitol Club.
It does, but Trophy's a lot of fun too. So that's why it's fun. We get both aspects of it, and we partnered with Trophy and Chris and Woody and Les and company. Many events, and it's super fun. We got a lot of same philosophies, and we gel nicely. And so this year I'm going to bring the food truck over, and going to have a little separate tent where we're selling more pretzels and brats out of that, and the food truck will sell some of the other food. So it's kind of it's a bigger each year it's getting a little bit bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Kid friendly?
Oh, definitely. So this year we're going to have our friends from the Little German Band kick it off. So they'll start at 12.
Okay.
12 to 4. And if you guys have seen that group perform,
No.
it's a huge band. They show up with like 20 to 25 people that are involved. And it's like all ages. There's people in this band that are like high school kids.
Oh.
And there's people in there that are like retired times 2. Like they are... have been playing for a long time, but it's a huge fun part of the show because they'll get up, they'll dance, they'll have people getting the crowd involved, and that's a huge part of that early morning hours, or not early morning, early afternoon. But we also have a kids zone set up too, so we'll have 3 inflatables behind the buildings. We're going to have our friends from Little by Little, a downtown daycare, preschool kind of thing. They'll be out there with some toys for kids to play with. We'll have a face painter that is happening all day, and we're also partnering with Pop Up Raleigh, which are those folks that put together.
Yeah.
They work with 20 to 30
Makers Market.
Yeah, like a Makers Market. So that'll be going all day long too.
Oh.
So we'll have Little German Band early. And then we'll have Mazel Franzi and the Ja Ja Ja's happen later. So it should be an all-day event.
And Lips Masterson will be there. He's my buddy Tim Vaughn. That's his nickname back in the day. But he's the trombone player that used to sleep on my couch in Los Angeles back in the day. And he now plays on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
Like there's some pretty phenomenal acts and plays like all over the New York area, like in all these different bands. So it's cool. The musicians are hot. Like they can play.
It's the real deal. And it, as you dig deeper and scratch some of that surface, Tim is an amazing musician. Some of the others, one plays in Gogo Bordello now. One plays in Brass Against, which is this crazy brass band that covers like metal tunes. So it's a lot of fun. And just coming back to that, starting with the traditional stuff and rocking the night out with that last set of Journey, but some of the ones now are hitting even harder than Journey.
Gogo Bordello has been in the news as of late because they've been writing songs about Ukraine and what's I can draw a blank, the leader of Ukraine,
Zelensky.
Zelensky. They wrote a song called Iron Balls for Zelensky, just
Nice.
like not stepping down and not showing weakness or so. But anyway.
Chris, where's the are you of German descent, or where's like this affinity for all things German, Oktoberfest? You got the lederhosen on and the whole thing.
Yeah, I grew up with my grandfather and my grandmother were both German.
Okay.
So growing up, that was a part of our traditions around the fall and winter time. And then as moved down here and started thinking about cool events that we could really be celebrating here in Raleigh, and Oktoberfest was one of them. And the first person that brought it up was Jake. He said, "Hey, listen, let's get together and do something big for Oktoberfest." And the campus on Maywood really makes the most sense. We could spread out. We can have a bunch of people out there.
Yeah.
We can serve people safely and quickly and really have a good party.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It has been fun to see this thing grow. And last year when I rolled up, I didn't really calculate how busy their pop-up market was. And so we pulled up. It was already packed. I set up my little tent. And we didn't stop for 4 hours slinging bratwurst and schnitzel and everything. So.
How do we get tickets, or do we need to get tickets ahead of time? How do we find out more about this event?
So for our party, we're going to do, it's a little bit smaller. We're going to do no reservations, $10 at the door. That gets you in. We are going to tap a cask of a St. George and Brow Keller beer right at 5, so that'll be kind of part of the entry.
Yeah.
A couple sips off that $10 gets you in, and a couple sips of St. George and Brow, and then we'll fit. You can order off the menu or whatever you want. And so it's just $10 at the door, no reservations for us, and we're going to start at 5. Band starts 6:30ish. Probably I say 6:30, maybe 7ish, but
Yeah,
and
that's
they'll probably go to like 10.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. And then on Saturday, it's there's no tickets. You don't need any tickets. You just come by, hang out. You can come for any part of the day that you want. Just show up for the pop-up market. But it all kicks off at noon. So if you just want to come and see a little German band play for a little bit, you want to take off, come back, drop the kids off at the sitter, or call in the in-laws or whatever it is, and then you can come back for the big party, which is that 5 to 9 section. We also have the Mirror Brothers going to be out there too, shucking oysters.
Oh.
Have you guys, you know the boys from Mirror Brothers?
I believe so, because I believe one of the guys used to be a regular at my bar and used to drink there all the time.
Yes.
But they're awesome. They have some killer oysters.
Yes, so Ed and his brothers will be out there shucking oysters. They grow them all out at Eastern North Carolina, all Green Gills, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh.
So it'll be a nice addition to what we're doing with
Just
the rest
keeps
of the food.
getting better and better.
Oh, man, we're trying to take away reasons for you not to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. And then, I don't know if you guys knew this, but hopefully you will come out to Asheville and celebrate out west with us at the very end of October, because we are doing our own little Bubbles and Brats, a Oktoberfest for the celebration of tubed meats with the great pairings that we do with Bubbles and Brats, sausages.
Yeah, we're listen to us, everyone. We're telling you what to do, but in the best possible way, because on the 13th and 14th of October, you hang out in Raleigh. And then at the end of the week, we'll give you a week off. And then on
2
the
weeks
28th,
off, actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, one weekend we're just you're recouping, you're just chilling out.
Yeah.
And then the next weekend, you either drive yourself out there, or if you live in the Asheville area or in that area in general, come on out, because we have a ton of great chefs that are there, like Scott Francesa of High Hampton, which out there in Cashers. We've got great local talent from Asheville, and we're also bringing some talent from out here, like our friend Nick Dampf of Dampf Barbecue, the Corner Boys Barbecue, and we went all the way to the coastline and brought one of our original favorite chefs that's been on the show, Mr. Chef Keith Rhodes, is traveling all the way out to Asheville, and we're doing it. Where are we doing this? We're
doing this at the Oaks at Daniels Ridge. It's about 12-minute drive out. It's outside of downtown Asheville.
Nice.
It's 13 acres of this beautiful farmland. It looks like you're in the Scottish Highlands or something like that. And it's going to be a heck of a party, so you guys should come.
Very cool. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, go to ncfbpodcast.com to get tickets, and it's right there on our homepage to where to buy tickets.
Sounds great. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Matt, how do we get out of here?
Well, everybody go to Capital Club 16, go to Trophy on Maywood, and all the Trophy outposts, and go check out their Oktoberfest on the 13th and the 14th. You will eat and drink extremely merrily.
Thanks for listening to the NCF&B podcast. And if you've stuck with us this long, review us on iTunes, and remember, 5 stars are encouraged.